the way you pray, the way you know how to pray, the way you don't know how to pray, whether you pray in a certain magnificent way of tongue speaking, or whether your height or your education or your stature, your beauty doesn't count when it comes to the realms of mercy. The realms of mercy doesn't look at who you are. It doesn't consider the personality. It doesn't look at your sins, your righteousness, your gift. The realms of mercy operate by the word mercy. It overrides and it overlooks who you are. And that is the reason why we have gathered tonight, that we may enter God's realm of mercy. That whether our past, our sins, in the realms of mercy, these are not considerable. So I am very, very confident that mercy will speak for somebody today. Mercy. In the presence of God, in the realms of mercy, there are no considerations. There are no considerations. And there are 4 things that I may want to highlight and resume on to prayer. Why do we need the mercy of God in such a time like this? Why do we want to activate the mercy of God? 1, there is a realm when we get to as children of God. You realize that you have prayed, you have fasted, you have done everything humanly possible. Everything possible as a Christian. You tithe, you sow seed, you are religious, you live some kind of righteous living, but yet the problem you are battling with seems not to be paving way for your advancement. When you get to such a level, you only need the mercy of God. There's a realm that you get to as a child of God. You realize that you are trying to live a godly kind of life. You are playing your part as a believer. You are doing your best in alignment with the system and the practice of God. But yet, things are not changing. The problems are unresolved. When you are like that, and you are part of those with this meeting, then tonight, mercy is going to speak. We need mercy when you get to this place or this position. 2, there is a realm where a Christian you get to. You realize that when you have done your part, which is the first point we have highlighted, you get, because of not getting any form of response or intervention, now you become disillusioned and you are short of words and you don't know what to do. Even when you intend to pray, you don't know what to pray again. You are short of what to say. You become confused. You don't know what is happening. When you get to this level, it is only mercy that must be activated. So I've given you 2 guidelines that necessitate or predicate the realms of mercy. And I've told you in centrality that in the realms of mercy, where God operates, He doesn't look at English, He doesn't look at grammar, He doesn't look at eloquence, He doesn't look at stature, He doesn't look at origin, location, geographical location, He doesn't look at your deeds, your acts, your righteousness, your place, your role, your leadership. In the realms of mercy, this doesn't work. He purposed and He decided to show mercy by His own standard and criteria. So, I've given the first reason why we need to activate the realms of mercy. And I've given the second reason why we need to activate. It's almost 1 a.m. and we are going to Zoom. And I am pleading, the God who spoke to me is the same God who is at work. And I am giving this dynamism of reasons for you to know that if you are part of this meeting and you think you have instrumentally played your role as required of a believer, and yet you are hitting on rocks. You are not getting any accessibility to your advancement or progress. Then tonight, I am telling you, it is not any big jargons of prayer. It is not any high hierarchy of tongue speaking. It is just to seek and solicit for God's mercy. Just for God's mercy. 3. Why we need to activate the realms of mercy is there is a point. Let me cross check. There is a realm where you realize that you are being battled by forces that are even stronger than you, and your enemies and your oppositions far outnumber you. Like in the situation of David, where David said, even my enemies far outnumber me. They are far more than the hairs on my head. When you get to this place, you realize that it looks like everybody around you is an enemy. Everybody around you is an opposition. You can never trust anybody around you. When you get to this place, you only need to activate the realms of mercy. The realms of mercy. 4. The final and conclusive reason why we need, especially at such a time of our life, crucial, is you get to a place and a point in your life where you realize that you are doing your best, yet your past, certain mistakes you did, certain wrongs and errors you did is judging you, knowing very carefully that this is the reason why things are not working. And some of you, as I'm saying this, you can relate. How can I, in this sequence, let me give a clear example. Somebody in the world might have committed abortions, maybe 3 times, 2 times, or 1 time. And when this person happened to have come into the Lord, what I'm saying now, there are so many Christians who commit abortion. So, but then let me relate it to when we were in the world, when we were unbelievers. Now, when we came into the Lord, when you are married and probably the fruit of the womb is delayed, there is a high tendency of you to assume that it's because of what you did is what is denying you or delaying your childbearing. And you remember biblically in Galatians chapter 6 verse 7 that whatsoever a man soweth he reaps. So there is a realm you get to in life where you'll be reaping the consequences of your action. And when you get to this place in life, you only need the mercies of God. You only need to activate the mercies of God. When you know that your actions, like the law of karma, your actions is really now speaking adverse against your situation. So what? We need to carefully understand these 4 criteria. 1, when you have done everything possible as a believer, as a child of God, in prayer, in fasting, in giving, in tithing, in seed sowing, in all night, yet the problem seems not to be paving way for you. We need a mercy today. 2, whether you get to a place in life where you become helpless, you are short of words, you can't neither even pray, and when you are praying, even you are short of words, you don't know what to pray any longer. You get to that place in life whereby, like Hannah couldn't open his mouth. Hannah was just military. That is why the man of God who said that you are drunk again. You get to this position in life, you realize you need a mercy and pray. Where you are battled by family powers, powers of your neighborhood, powers of your church, where you work, and everything seems to be against you. And the enemies and the oppositions, the frontline targets, seem to outnumber you. You realize that there is a pressure on you. Wherever you are, you cannot sleep, You cannot do anything. Like as I said, David said, my enemies even outnumber the number of my heads. When we get to this place in life, it is only the mercy of the Lord that can justify our situation. And finally, I'm saying that we get to a place in our walk with God where when nothing is working, when things are falling apart, things fall apart, the center cannot hold. When things are falling apart, you get to realize that your past is really contending against you. The mistakes and the errors. And you remember when the Bible said, whatsoever a man soweth, he reaps. So there are certain things we do, certain abominations we did, certain family things, pattern that was initiated, are able to speak and suppress and oppress us. When we happen to find ourselves in such a situation, we need the mercies of the Lord. Having said all these things, then I have a good news for somebody, that if you are here hearing the sound of my voice, then it presupposes that it's neither not he who wills nor he who runs, but it's of the Lord that showeth mercy. And if it is about your past mistake, if it is about your family powers, if it's about satanic powers, occultic powers, then the mercies of God alone will be able to destroy and annihilate the powers that be, the powers that stands and limits and hinders your progress. Just the mercies of the Lord. In Romans 9:15. In Romans 9:15 and 16. Tonight, I am here to let you know, when mercy speaks, it doesn't look at qualifications. When mercy is speaking, you may not have any qualification, but you can be shortlisted and enlisted. When mercy is speaking, it doesn't look at beauty, it doesn't look at your standard, it doesn't look at your low grade, it doesn't look at your background, it doesn't look at the system. That is why I am telling you that at the realms of mercy, it's not about language, it's not about performance, it's not about height, it's not about stature, it's purely the mercies of God. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. I hereby enforce by divine decree that whatever place and position you have come to, where you are looking tired and worried, you are looking burdensome, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. How can God give you rest when you are burdened? He will show mercy. May God show somebody mercy in a year where people are confused, where presidents and nations are distracted. May the mercies of God descend upon somebody, descend upon a family, descend upon a marriage, descend upon someone's business, that you shall encounter the realms of God's mercy. I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. So when it comes to mercy, it's a prejudicial right and a preserve of God. It's solely the preserve of God. It lies in the realms of God's solitary right. And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. Oh, Kepaya, you can give millions of dollars, but when it comes to a certain position in life, it's not about your money that is going to speak for you. Nicodemus came and Jesus gave him an instruction. He said, I have done all these things. There is a place in our walk with God. You can testify that you have done all these things, but yet nothing is working. I came to give you a key for your walk with God in this end time. In a year where everything looks gloomy and impossible, that the key I am giving to you this moment is the key of mercy. And I'm in to prophesy under a prophetic portion in the month of the move of the Spirit, that you shall encounter the mercies of the Lord, where things will be suppressed. You shall walk and have easy access to opportunities. And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. Inasmuch therefore depend on a man's desire or effort, but on God's mercy. Are you hearing me, somebody? Wherever you are, I am telling you, there is a realm where prayer works. And the Bible said one day, two people, a Pharisee and a Sadducee, they went to pray. They entered their inner chamber, and the Pharisee was bragging and boasting, God, I do this, I do that, I do that. And the other person also said, God, I am a sinner, have mercy. And God said, He has shown mercy. It tells you there is a realm of prayer. Jesus said, men ought to pray in Luke chapter 8 verse 1. Men ought to pray and do not become worried. And it talks about the lifestyle of the widow who forcefully changed the wicked judge. And in the end, the matter was done to her favor. So it is telling you that there is a realm where prayer must vindicate you and your situation. There is a realm where giving must vindicate your situation. And in Acts chapter 10, I think 4:10 or 10, verse 1, the Bible talks about Cornelius. And Cornelius, being an Italian regiment, the Bible said he used to pray and he was a giver. And one day an angel of the Lord descended and said, Cornelius. Cornelius was so astounded, and he said, your prayers and your almsgiving has been accepted by God. So I am in to let you know there is a realm where prayer speaks for the believer. There is a realm where giving speaks for the believer. But there's a realm where you get to none of these things seem to be working. That is why we come back to the Romans 9, verse 15 and 16. So God is saying, it doesn't lie in your efforts. You may be working hard, but the race is not to the swift, neither bread for the strong. I am doing my best, but my best may be enough or may not be enough, but there will nothing be, and nothing good shall be an outcome. It does not, therefore, depend on man's desire or effort, but on God's mercy. I am praying for somebody that your sins will be forgiven by the mercies of God. Your errors will be forgiven, will be pacified out of the mercies of God. Any problem that you are confronted with, whether demonically, medically, spiritually, physically, just by the mercies of God, not by any medical effort, not by any pastoral effort, not by any spiritual effort, not by any effort of prayer, but just by God's mercy. God's wherever you are shout, I need God's mercy. He said, it doesn't therefore depend on man's desire. You can desire to be rich. You can desire the anointing. You can desire to travel, but it will never come. That is wherever you come to. If some of you have ever gone to the embassy and you have been bounced 10 times, you understand where I'm coming from. You have not traveled before, so you don't know how it takes to be refused a visa. You would have understood me. Whereby your documents are perfect, you have everything intact, but yet a certain white man, a certain Ofrikato is sitting there and saying that you are refused. And hallelujah. The white man can look at your height and bounce you, can look at your stature and bounce you, can look at your dressing and bounce you. So God is saying you can be whoever, you can be qualified, and he said it does not depend on man's desire. You can desire, but you will be refused. Somebody needs the message today. He said all your efforts, no matter your performance, no matter your skills, no matter your intellectual capacities, no matter your acumen, no matter your pedigree, no matter your level, your height, The Bible says it does not depend on that. If there is a place in life whereby my effort is nothing, whereby my performance is nothing, whereby my sacrifice is nothing, whereby my giving is nothing, whereby my prayer is nothing, then tonight I need to wrestle with the heavens that the God who has given us this mandate will just have mercy on us. There is a place where all these things doesn't work. You are giving your prayer nothing. So we came to speak just the God. We are tired. We are helpless. And you can understand the angle where God has given us to. Like look at the global pandemic. Doctors, researchers, nothing, no solution. Just mercy. That is why I say it doesn't depend on man's desire. It doesn't depend on man's efforts. There are things somebody will say, God don't give, God don't give. No matter whatever you may do. But this morning, mercy is going to speak. Hey. Mercy is going to qualify you for your next level of education. Mercy is going to qualify you for your next level of promotion. Mercy is going to qualify you for that incubation of pregnancy. Mercy is going to qualify you for that marital opportunity. Mercy is going to qualify you for that success in marriage. Mercy is going to qualify you for that international opportunity. Mercy is going to qualify you for that ministerial height. Mercy is going to qualify you for that height you want to get to. Mercy. Hey. Mercy. Shout mercy. Mercy. Shout mercy. Mercy. Say, I need mercy. I need mercy. God show me mercy. God show me mercy. He said, it does not depend. Come on. He said, I will have mercy upon whom I will have. The lady you are talking about, she is not beautiful, but mercy has caused her to marry. He may be crippled. You may be more stronger and healthier. You may be more handsome than the person you are insulting. But mercy has lifted the person from the low grade. And the Bible said, promotion doesn't come from anywhere. It comes from above. God decides whom He promotes. And it's an act of mercy. Therefore, I just want to challenge you to know that we have come to a place in life, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to a position in life where it is only the mercy. It is only the mercies. You are better than the person. Having to recall whereby in your class, the very people who are so that look at where they find themselves. Some are at the presidency, some are at the ministries, but you are just a common floor member. I don't want to mention some professions, otherwise some of you will think I've insulted you, but think about it yourself. Some of you are just church engineers and you are just operating consoles. It's a life. Hallelujah. Say, I need mercy. I need mercy. That is life. That is why Paul will tell you that they that compare themselves to others are not wise. You can look at your level where you find yourself and how some of the guys at school you are far off better than. Now some are doctors and you don't have even money to buy a beautiful shoe. You have walked and walked and walked. That is life.